Well, you guys probably knew that this video was coming. Yep, it's here. Today we're talking about the lovely decision by Rockstar to time gate content that already on its own is fairly limited. So these new robbery missions, there are 3 different vehicles we have on the computer to steal. Each one correlates to a different robbery mission. The Weevil one is the cargo ship mission, the Gauntlet Hellfire is the Maze Bank Arena robbery, and the Turismo Omaggio is the police station one. And you know, in terms of mission design and the locations used here, I thought they did a good job, especially the arena. I think that's the coolest location, and they found a way to utilize the arena again, which I feel is still, to this day, heavily underutilized, but that's a topic for another video. They remind me a lot of the auto shop contracts, but fleshed out a bit more, and I really enjoyed them. The problem comes in, ladies and gentlemen, when you are done with all 3 of these robberies and you either sell or salvage all the cars. You then think to yourself, well, what now? I really want to keep playing those. Can I do them again? Well, I'm going to have to unfortunately hit you with a big fat no! You can't do them again. They're a one and done thing until, here's the catch, next week. That's right, they're weekly missions, and they will probably continue to be weekly missions for the entirety of the game. So not only are they drip feeding cars, clothing, different various events, but now they are drip feeding our own enjoyment of the missions by just limiting how much we can play them each week. So even if you had a lot of fun playing the missions and you want to replay them, whoa there, buddy, you had a bit too much fun playing the game for one day. Why don't you come back next week so you can experience that again? And then we can keep our recurring player counts up at the same time. Because you know that's what this is for. That's why all these game studios have weekly challenges, daily challenges, etc. It's to keep you going back to the game. Hell, mobile games have daily login streaks to incentivize you playing the game each day. And Rockstar just has been getting more and more egregious each update with this kind of thing. Think about the Kaio nerfs. Think about the extreme focus on mission cooldowns lately, like the payphone hit cooldown change a while back. Well, they changed it from 20 minutes to 48 minutes for each payphone hit you do. And you know, to tell you the truth, I don't really have an issue with the idea of there being a weekly objective in GTA Online. I don't. But this isn't the way to go about it at all. Imagine you bought a shark card for the new DLC, and with that shark card, you put $6 million into the new business. Oh, the fun you'll have playing all the new content that the new business has to offer. So you go and do each of the robberies, and the game says, hey, come back next week, and you can earn even more money from the business. This week, you've unfortunately reached your cap. They are limiting the amount of use you can get out of the thing that you paid full price for. Imagine you roll up to the McDonald's drive-thru and pay $10 for a Big Mac, the full price. And in return, they just give you the bun and tell you to come back next week for the next part, because that's all you're getting today, fat ass. How in the fuck does that make any sense? Like, I paid full price for it. Give me the entire thing. I want to enjoy all of it. And it's not like the new business pays anything substantially great. In fact, I would say it's on the lower end of business payouts because the cars average out to around $300K a piece if you choose to sell them, or a little less than that if you choose to salvage them. So you could legit do a casino heist in about an hour and make more than you could with the business in 3 hours. You can make more from one casino heist than you do from all 3 cars you steal. And then for the casino heist, you can just do that again in another hour, but with the salvage yard, you gotta wait another week to make another $1 million from it. I could see if the cars paid out like $1 million a piece, then okay, you know, that would make sense why you can only do 3 missions a week, because that would be a substantial payout. But Jesus Christ, at the current rate, it's not much better than just grinding out import-export cars. Your only other option with the new business after you do the 3 car robberies is to use the tow truck to do salvage missions, which pay out around 30K-ish after the car is salvaged. That's the number I've been hearing anyways, without any bonuses, of course, because right now I think there is a bonus for the GTA Plus members. They get like 1.5 times, if I'm correct. I absolutely hate the idea of locking core content of the update behind artificial time gates, especially as egregious as this one. I get Rockstar wants some weekly incentives to log in and play, but there has to be a middle ground here. Make a pool of vehicles that are more rare premium vehicle robberies each week. And these would be from a select group of high value vehicles like supercars, expensive sports classics, etc. And only one of those would be available each week to rob. This vehicle would be worth obviously more to sell, like 500 to 700,000, let's just say. But you'd only be able to do this once a week. Then there'd be another class of vehicles, and these robberies would be repeatable with just a timed cooldown upon completion of, say, 15 minutes or so. And these would sell for a max of $150,000 to $200,000 each. So, you know, less money than they would pay now on average, but they would be repeatable, and you'd make the difference back with the higher value weekly car. I think this would make both parties happy. You'd give a weekly incentive to log in and play the weekly robbery, and you'd satisfy the players who just want to play the new missions and have fun with friends without making them wait a week just to play the content again. Not to mention, the tier 4 for the chop shop, if the business stays the way it is now, will literally take you 10 weeks to complete it at minimum. Even if you played the game 10 hours a day, just completely no-lifed it, it would still take you 10 weeks because you are capped every week on how many cars you could sell. You have to earn $10 million in vehicle sales, but if you only get 3 a week, at around 300K a piece, you're only getting about 900,000 to $1 million a week, so it would take you 2.5 months to get there. I know this isn't really the only time they've time-gated the career challenges, because the adversary mode one is also time-gated on the amount of adversary modes available, but still, I think it's bullshit. Now that was quite the rant, I know, but I'm gonna go ahead and play devil's advocate here for a second, and think optimistically, because I also have a feeling this business will improve over time. Allow me to explain. So I was walking around the business interior, and I noticed there are 4 slots for stolen cars to be placed. Once you steal the cars, each of them will go on these green, or green for me at least, it might be different color for you, platforms. I was thinking about this all night, and then it dawned on me. Why would we have 4 slots to store these vehicles if we could only steal 3 a week? I would assume we have 4 because that's how many you can sell at once with a full organization, so why would they limit the amount of robberies we can do to 3 if we have 4 slots that we'd likely never reach if we can only have 3 a week? And then I started to think about it even further. Apparently, we are going to be able to transfer these cars that we rob into personal vehicles with a fee that's decreased if you own a document forgery business. Shout out to Tez for that information, by the way. So what I'm thinking is this could end up turning into another way of collecting cars that have been taken off of the in-game websites. They would rotate here on the Windows 95 computer just like they do at the car meet test track, Simeon's dealership, etc. But wait, there's more. Because there are 2 more robberies in the drip feed that have yet to release as well. The McToney robbery and the Podium robbery. So what if, instead of having 3 a week like we do now, in the future eventually we'll have 5 robberies a week with 5 different cars being able to be salvaged, sold, or bought into personal vehicles at a discounted price than they would normally cost, with an even greater discount to those who own the document forgery business. Now that seems a lot more feasible, 5 robberies a week instead of 3, and that would then make sense as to why we were given 4 slots to store vehicles then. Of course, I would still prefer it if we could repeat them, but if this is how it ends up working, it would not be as bad as just having 3 a week. Because just thinking about it from like a casual player's perspective, if you had to do 5 robberies a week, that's probably about 5 hours of gameplay, maybe even more if you're a newbier player, if you only play the game casually. That's not me dissing the casual player, right? It's just, obviously, someone who plays the game more is going to be a lot more skilled and be able to get the missions done faster than a player who plays the game less would. I would have to imagine a casual player probably would only play the game around 5, maybe 6 hours a week, and that would be around the time it takes to complete 5 car robberies. Looking at it from that perspective, it does make a whole lot of sense. Of course, my prediction might not end up true, and even if it is, to release the business so bare bones from the start is a slap in the face to the players in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about how the business works, as well as my theory about it going forward. Would you rather it be repeatable with less pay, or do you not mind the way it is now? If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button, or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.